Like I used to hear a lot of people, basically you hear about the change, but you don't always know how to get involved in it. So like my boys would be like, man, what the hell going on? Like it's so much stuff going on downtown, but nothing is happening in the neighborhoods. Like nothing is happening, and it's like, why is nobody questioning why we aren't finding a way to get involved? Like we keep talking about there's no change. Like that's opportunity. Like
that's true.
I feel like a lot of us don't know how to identify opportunity.
Yeah, we were talking about a lawsuit. So in business, if somebody breaches a contract and you go after them for breach of contract, not only are they liable to you for the money that they took from you, they're also liable for you for any legal expenses. So don't be deterred from going after what's yours. The reason why that's in place is so people will go after what's theirs. People shouldn't be able to rob you and run. Now, the cool thing is that if they do rob you and they allude to you that they need the money for a certain thing and they actually don't need it for that other thing. So in my case, the contractor told me that he needed the money. It was so important because he had to put the roof on there and it was urgent. The roof and the siding and the windows, all had to go on there. 12 weeks later, it was not on there. We could argue that he took that money and he used it for something different. And we don't have to even argue that. We can literally trace the funds. We can go into his bank account because when you sue somebody, you get access to their records. We can subpoena his records. We can subpoena his tax returns. We can subpoena his bank statements. We can subpoena all his shit. Don't check me. Check your bank account balance. Don't play me. Play somebody else. My name is Charles Oglesby. Welcome to another edition of the Millionaire Talk Show. We are live from Detroit, and I'm excited because we out here traveling and podcasting in person, and that's the way you want to do it. We had a really cool episode with Linwood P. Franklin, Antoine. We also had a really cool episode with his partner, who is an amazing young lady, a very attractive young lady. I can see why she gets a lot of deals.
Uh-oh.
But, because she's smart.
Man, it's ironic when you steal from an attorney, now you end up needing one.
We gonna make them hurt. We gonna make them feel it.
That's why you can't tell people you're an attorney so they can show their true colors.
Or you can tell them that you're an attorney so they don't F with you. Because I just don't want to be F'd with, man. I don't want to go after you for treble damages. I don't want to put a lien on every single property you own. I don't want to do that. But did you guys know that that's actually a wealth building strategy? I was in the family office, and I tell people this story all the time. We did a deal, and I want to say it was like a $4 million deal. We got a $10 million judgment. The legal fees were about $1.5 million. So he put up $4 million, put up a $1.5 million. He made $3.5 million just for his inconvenience, because they're also going to give you the expectation damages. So what did you expect to get out of that deal? You expected to turn a profit. Granted, you can't guarantee the profit. I know that that's kind of in question, but you expected to get a return on the investment. So he could actually be liable to me for the money I was supposed to make. Nevertheless, that is debatable. We're not here for all that. We're here to talk to Romeo ROWE. He is a very knowledgeable individual in the Detroit real estate market. I don't think he really appreciates the level of knowledge that he has. I saw him it was on a Clubhouse, and they were talking about real estate, and I think he was talking and sharing information. I was like, bro, like, you got a lot of information and knowledge, like, share that stuff. So for the people who don't know who this brother is, can you let them know who you are?
I'm Romeo ROWE. I'm a real estate investor and a wholesaler here in Detroit. Got about 3.5, almost 4 years of experience now. Got a partner. He's probably on this live. My guy Chris Stone. Another partner named
Shout out Chris Stone.
Another partner named ROWE.
Shout out to Raul.
We've been working with one another, and it's funny how we all came together. But both came through mutual friends, and then we were all in the space, and we just decided to link, and we've been doing a little more deals since. So ROWE has been providing like transactional funding, lending, and different things like that to make deals work. So he's been providing resources. Chris get on the phone. He making all these calls. He finds deals. he told everybody in his family, like, I'm transitioning, I'm getting into real estate now. That brought us a few deals, like, instantly, you know. And I think that's just a result of having good character, like, having good character. And it's like, in business, like, we the type of people, like, we only going to pursue stuff we passionate about. Like, we're going to try our hands at multiple things, and we don't give up. But, like, we pursue what we passionate about. So it's like, when you pursue what you're passionate about and people know that whatever you try, you go hard in, once people know that you're in this, they like, okay, I'm going to give this person a referral or let them work and sell my house or whatever the case may be, because they know, like, this person may have been doing this for 3 months, but I know he's been researching for like a year and a half. So, like, before Chris and I did a deal, like, he was already studying. He was like, I would pull up at his house, and we used to kick it. Well, we still kick it on like a personal level too, but like, before we even did a deal, like, kick it at his house. We would cold call in the basement and everything like that. And it's like, literally every time I pull up, because I'm like, we are addicted to consuming content like yours, just anybody that's beneficial, stocks, options, real estate, crypto, all the above. Like, you know, I'm looking at that stuff all the time. Like, a girl could text me and I'm like ignoring the text because I'm looking at content, you know. And like, I will pull up at his house and it's not staged. Like, literally, no matter how many times I go over there, he got the options community up on the screen or cold calling or, you know what I mean? Like, just addicted. And that's how you succeed. Like, you gotta like get rid of all distractions. Like, people will look at you like you crazy because you sacrificing, but that's all it is. It's sacrifice. It's not that you don't care about the other things. It's like, we've been partying for years. We still party. We still drink. We still do social activities. That's probably not gonna stop. But like, the business comes first. Like, I'll pull up on him every time we probably drink a lot because we drink every time we close. So it's kind of often. The range between what one person saying and what somebody else say just like too high. Like, you know, nobody gonna come in like, somebody gonna say 60, somebody gonna say 50, somebody gonna say 80. But like, I had a deal where
Talking to
like,
the mic, man. Talking to the mic.
it was between like 60 and 130. So it was like, yeah. So it was like stuff like that killed the deal. I don't think the buyers are doing it. I think that they just may have the wrong contractor in place. Yeah. And that's kind of killing them. Yeah. They're using GCs, but I'm saying like some of them, it's not 20%. It's got to be like 40, 50, 60, because
it's the out of.
Hard enough to hire.
That's what I was telling him. Like, I'm just about to get my realtor license because
the out of state premium, man.
Because out of state premium, and I'm like, you know, we're middlemen, so it's like we already somebody that's in the middle, so it's like it's not free for us to be involved. You know what I mean? It's a cost to somebody, either to the investor and to the seller, and it is to both. But you pushing that price down so it makes sense for everybody. But like, I'm gonna just get my realtor license because if I'm flipping and especially if you don't have your own crew, if I got to pay a GC and I got to pay a realtor and stuff goes over budget, it's just like so many costs in place that diminish your return. Or on the flip side, before you even purchase the property, it's going to affect your numbers. So you might have a goal of buying 20 houses, but you only hit 10 or 12 because you offer way too low on a bunch of houses, where if you had more of that stuff in place, you could better position yourself. Yeah, mitigate the risk. And like, just because I become a realtor and I can get the 3% don't mean that I'm about to just pay $20,000 more. But I'm just saying it could be a savings. Say if you go over budget.
But do you think that by you getting your real estate license that you're kind of plan Bing your wholesaling career? Meaning that you're saying, all right, well, I'm going to do the realtor thing as a way to kind of hedge my bets against wholesaling instead of doubling down on wholesaling.
No, not at all, because I'm still going to go just as hard. I kind of got more systems in place now in the team, so it's like that's literally just an additional revenue stream. Yeah. It's not like a plan B, because I don't really have a plan B. Anything I have is like additional, but it's all in a line with the plan A.
All right. So you got to tell the people who you are, man, because you were telling us about your connections and your partners, but we need to know.
I'm a millionaire.
All right.
I'm worth like $25 million in crypto.
What crypto?
What's the one that tanked the day one?
Sheba or something? Sheba coin, Doge
Sheba
coin.
didn't tank.
I think it's
Not
down.
day one.
I think Sheba's down like 50%, man.
You got to buy in the red. You know that.
You got to buy stuff that makes sense in the red,
Yeah.
not just buy it because it's red.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, Romeo Rowe, you've been doing real estate in Detroit for how long?
Close to 4 years.
Close
now.
to 4 years. What have you seen? How have you seen Detroit change over the last 4 years?
You love asking me that question.
Yeah, because I think people need to know, because a lot of people think that Detroit is just what it is and what it always will be. Not that it's actually evolving into a better space. I was looking out the window and I was like, dang, downtown Detroit's kind of dope now. There's a brand new building over there next to the GM building. I didn't even know that was there.
Detroit has changed a lot. Like, the improvements downtown are like clear as day. Like, everybody saw that. Like, you don't even have to be in real estate to see that. And I, like, literally my friends, when I first got into real estate, so it's funny, like, when you hear people saying things, but you don't know the right way to answer it at the moment. So you like, I'm going to just think and I'm going to get my research up and get involved more. Then I can understand it more. But like, I used to hear a lot of people, basically you hear about the change, but you don't always know how to get involved in it. So like, my boys would be like, man, what the hell going on? Like, it's so much stuff going on downtown, but nothing is happening in the neighborhoods. Like, nothing is happening. And it's like, why is nobody questioning why we aren't finding a way to get involved? Like, we keep talking about there's no change. Like, that's opportunity. Like,
That's true.
I feel like a lot of us don't know how to identify opportunity, or we like, the neighborhoods are so bad. Like, the crime is bad and the crime is improving and then the neighborhoods are improving, but it's like, I've literally seen neighborhoods where the crime was terrible or it's still bad, but it's improving, but the values are going up, so people are willing to invest there now. For example, Morningside, the North End, it was going down, still kind of going down over there, but houses going for 125, 150, 200, 250, 280. That's all people need to know. That's all people need to see. Island View, I did like one deal over there. Those values are going crazy, and it's a lot of blight over there. Like, so I feel like the fundamentals vary, because like in certain areas, like people like, how the block look, and I did a deal in Island View, and everybody's asking how the block look, and I'm like, look at this house on this street 3 blocks from here that sold for $260, and they're like, that block has to be great, and then you go over there and it looks the exact same. I'm like, there's no such thing as a good block over here. Like,
Right.
It's a block with good comps, but there's no such thing as like just a solid block.
So how do you make sense of that? Do you think that's old school thinking? Do you think that Detroit is a market where, because that's one of the things I'm dealing with, is where you might have a great comp that's not on the same street, but it's still within that same radius, that same 1 mile radius. Some people would say, well, the street's not good, so that's not a good comp. What do you think about that?
I know Eric can attest to that, because he's done quite.
Well, I mean, I can answer it, but
No, I ain't. No, I'm saying, as far as like doing deals in Bagley, like when I started willing and dealing in Bagley, people would say that like, oh, okay, that's a 1/4 mile radius away, but it's not Woodingham. You talking about Woodingham? We're on Santa Rosa, and it's like, I mean, the blocks are a little different, but it's a 1/4 mile radius, and it's like, I think at one point some of these things do matter, but when they change at the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So I think some people, once they get to buying 5 or 6 houses in the area and they're not looking in that area as much, they doing the rehab and not buying, especially people that don't wholesale. So if you literally done bought product and you working on fixing it, you're not keeping a pulse on the market per se until you trying to sell. So like, I feel like certain fundamentals have changed and people don't know that, or they'll be like, just like all of a sudden more multifamilies are selling. Like, multifamilies aren't sitting on the market for a long time. Sometimes you don't even have to convert them.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that.
One of the things that I like about you is your understanding of Detroit is very thorough and very deep. And I think that people from the outside in, they're only looking at like Detroit on the whole, and they don't realize it's actually like submarkets within Detroit. Can you talk about that?
What do you want to know?
Meaning that like all Detroit's not created equal. And so when I first got here, it really wasn't any flip markets. At least I didn't know of any. It was all like buy and hold. Everything was buy and hold. But now it's like you have some markets that you can actually flip in, some markets that make sense to buy and hold. But most people don't think that. So, like, why is that a factor? Is that a factor because they have more policing over there, they have better schools over there, more businesses over there? Because I know I didn't know this place existed until you guys are kind of talking about it, like the Livernois area where you have all those different shops and stuff.
Yeah, the fashion district.
Yeah, so, like, there's some really hot spots in Detroit.
Yeah, it's a lot of areas that have always had potential. It's just, I think it's a lot of, like, government regulations or just some political stuff that probably need to take place for the stuff to just take off and excel. Like the fashion district kind of declined a little bit, not a lot, but I mean it kind of declined a little bit. But that was like really the recession, so it wasn't the fashion district per se. It was just everybody was taking a hit. And then now, after certain businesses came to Livernois, like Bucharest is there, and now you see more local shops there, a few more bars. So it's like now that stuff is coming back, everybody wants to be on Livernois again. Yeah. It makes sense, especially when it's really like 5, 6, 7 neighborhoods over there that are thriving. It's not just everybody thinks Bagley, but it's Bagley, it's Bagley, Sherwood Forest, Palmer Park, Martin Park, Fitzgerald University District. It's a lot of areas over there. Bagley is just like one of the hottest, and I don't know, it just probably peaked and got people's interest, which is still a great neighborhood, but like Sherwood Forest, Palmer Park, those areas like have been household names. Like people just started calling Bagley, like before people used to say 7 Mile Livernois or
really?
Fitzgerald. Huh?
I said that's I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like Fitzgerald, people just started saying Fitzgerald. Most people just be like 6 Mile.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually interesting because like I said, I've been doing this Detroit thing for years, like maybe like 4 or 5 years. And I didn't even start hearing the neighborhoods until recently. I thought I was just dumb. I didn't know the neighborhoods.
I didn't know some, and then I started looking it up on my own, and I would see. And it's funny because some buyers, they only want household names. Then when they just happen to see a house sale in their range, they'll text me like, give me something over by 16585 so-and-so street. They don't even know the neighborhood. They like, I just want something over here. So then they just start paying attention over there.
So the crazy part about Detroit and all these neighborhoods is they aren't that far apart. So I can Google something and I can say, hey, I need to go to this house, and I can be over at the Steel House or something. It'd be like 6 miles away. It's literally like not that far away. And so that's one of the things, as you're saying these things, it seems like all that stuff is invented. And it reminds me of that idea where if you build it, they will come. So it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, from the outside looking in, where you build something as long as you build something nice. Because Detroit is Detroit. Like, everything is close to the city. You know how far it takes me to get to downtown Los Angeles? From where I live, it's like a 2-hour drive with traffic. No traffic, 45 minutes. 45 minutes for me to get to downtown. It takes you guys 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get to the city. So everything is still within proximity to the city. So everything still has potential to be lit, whether you want to throw a label on it or not, in my opinion. So what is your plan for 2022?
Like I said, obtain my realtor license. So, I can make money listing properties. I can save on costs, when I'm flipping properties. And then it's just going to be exposure because a lot of times you're looked at in a certain light when you're a realtor. So It's like people kind of put respect on your name. So so that do a lot more wholesale deals, of course. Do a lot more acquisitions for sure. Some rentals, some flips. I've never done an Airbnb. I might try to do that. Yeah, as far as real estate, and then I'm invested in stocks and crypto, so I'm keep buying that. I want to get into options and trading. I used to do it a few years ago. I was losing money left and right, but trying to make some money off that.
A lot of people tell me that. A lot of people were like, I was losing money left to right. And then I took your course.
I got to sit down and watch your course that I just bought.
Right. You just bought the course?
I mean, I bought a few courses from you. I bought the Turo one recently. I bought the stock options one.
That's because they're affordable, man. I got that affordable content. All right, Romeo. What advice what would you give to somebody who wants to buy a deal in Detroit? A deal.
Have some of the infrastructure in place before you even pursue contacting somebody, unless you're just gonna be open. Have some of your infrastructure in place.
Infrastructure.
First.
What do you mean by infrastructure?
Having boots on the ground and reliable boots on the ground. It's a lot of different things you can do to make sure that the person that is your boots on the ground, meaning somebody that's a contractor or a wholesaler or somebody that's gonna go take pictures. But I don't know why Wayne State keep calling me to donate. Having boots on the ground, having reliable, trustworthy people, which is a task in itself, but having people to go look at the property, and then you being available to come in town, or if you're here, being available to go look at the property.
Why is that important?
Because
you can be blunt too.
Because people steal a lot, people lie a lot, and then it's like, everybody's not good people, so it's like even somebody that is sort of trustworthy, if they get like an inclination that you don't know anything at all, like you don't even know what drywall is, or you don't know what a furnace is, or you don't know whether identify you need a roof or that somebody patched the ceilings inside, or if they see that you don't know anything, they're gonna take advantage. They might not get off as much as the next person, but they're gonna try to take advantage a little bit. It's happened to me.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I would say this, and this might sound crazy. Sometimes I'm optimistic, but I think sometimes you do gotta go through those things. And a lot of people, they never take action because they're like, well, I don't want to get taken advantage of and I don't want to get robbed. But the second time you do it, now you're going to know a lot more. So it's not fun, but it's better to take action and make mistakes than it is to not take action to avoid mistakes. But you're 100% right. In terms of infrastructure, like he was saying, you want to have the contractor in place. You want to have all these people in place because you don't want to buy a house and be looking around trying to find something too. Because that's not a fun situation to be in.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you taking action, but, like, mistakes are inevitable. So I just say, like, research. It's a lot to it, like, research, but you got to know that you're getting it from a valid source.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would say research. I would say get a decent understanding of construction, like the cost of construction.
Yeah. Where do you get that information, though? Because it's different in every market.
I would just say social media, like finding somebody. Somehow just tapping in and finding people on social media. I would say finding somebody that's
doing it
credit worthy as far as like construction locally on Instagram, and watch their videos, watch them go inside houses and watch them talk about, what to look for and what this is, what that is, as far as trying to learn the code, how much different things cost. I would say learn a little bit about how much things cost. Right. And what the property needs, what the different aspects of the house are. And then also learn about deals, what makes a deal. It's simple. It's not simple, but it's simple as far as like using the formula, the MAO formula, max allowable offer formula, 70%, 65% minus rehab costs. That'll show you what you need to offer.
The only thing that I would say that I think is kind of difficult is, let's say you're an out-of-state investor and you're getting information from an in-state investor. The in-state investor is going to be paying a different price than you, perhaps, than you'll be paying, which is why it makes sense to actually just pay those people to mentor you, because then you might be able to have access to their team. And so I've made that offer to people, and the offer still stands. Anybody in Detroit who wants to help me make this stuff happen, I'm halfway through with the rehab, and it's actually coming together pretty nicely. But if you can get access to their contacts and their contractors, you could save yourself the money where it would make sense to pay them 10 to 20 grand to have them help you. 10 grand maybe. 20 grand kind of steep. Somebody told me they wanted me to pay them $20,000 to be a PM. Do you think is that kind of steep?
A PM?
Yeah. I think that's kind of steep.
Project
man.
manager?
Yeah. 20 grand kind of steep.
How big is the project? Oh, okay.
You already know how big the project is. If you guys don't know, Romeo sold me the house that we're discussing. Yeah. So
we still here today, though.
We hanging on. We're hanging on, man. We're hanging on. So yeah. The other deals. So yeah, we're talking about the California premium. What is the California premium? Is it a myth?
It's an out-of-state premium. I think the California premium is a little bit higher than, because we all know people from Cali got money. So
They don't have money.
it's a Kentucky
You know how much-
premium, which is like here. Then it's a Cali premium. I didn't make this up, and I don't even abide by it.
So
but I'm just saying.
don't tell people you're from California. Tell them what up, though. That's what I heard. I think you told me that. Say what up, though, and they'll be good.
He loved to be like, I'm from Venice. I'm from Venice Beach. I like to skateboard and
Yeah, you
be on
can't.
the boardwalk all the time. And they be like, oh, I'm gonna get this.
Right. So the California premium basically is where you're gonna have to pay twice as much to get stuff done. But you know what's interesting, and I meant to say this last episode, is one of the downsides of being out of state is you never really know who is middlemaning you. So you could think you're hiring somebody who's doing the work, and they out here got random folks doing the work. You show up to the house like, who the hell is this dude? And where is the dude that I paid the money to do this thing?
It's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like I still don't really. I mean, I have an idea, but I feel like people that are able to do it successfully, time in and time out, like they the goats. Cause like even if you could, I went in a house the other day, and a lady I know was rehabbing it. It looked like it was in pretty good condition. She was like 75% done. The floors look good. You know what I mean? She did like vinyl throughout. She extended the ceilings. She did quite a few things, which kind of people aren't really doing in that neighborhood, but the values are going up in 48228. So she kind of was like, I'm trying to get 80,000 for this.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably will, but like, long story short, the floors look good until I started walking on them, and I started to notice like the subfloor was weak because I just started to notice different dips in the floor, and then you could just hear it as you would step. Like, and that was in the hallway, the living room, the bathroom with the tile. Like, you know, and I'm assuming she's not gonna replace it. She's talking about putting the house on the market in a few weeks. So it's like, you know, your contractor that's out of town, they're not gonna really. The average person isn't gonna bring that to your attention.
Yeah.
And it's like
You just looking at pictures. It look good. It
It's
look
a
good
lot
on the
of things.
pictures.
It's a lot of things that you can catch, but you gonna catch them too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, even if you're in town, like, you know what I mean? Do you have time to be at your house the only way you have time to be there every single day is if you're going to be doing the work.
Yeah.
And then that's still a task. So it's like, even if you tell them, you know, at the beginning of the week, we're getting X, X, and X done. Then in the middle of the week, check on the progress. And at the end of the week, you like, okay, we got 8 out of 10 things done.
Mhm.
Let's work on that. Even then, stuff can still go wrong because you're not there with that person all the time when they're laying the tile or installing the subfloor or cutting the drywall, or people even put roofs on wrong or put the
Yeah.
roof on and don't do the entire roof, or don't put the windows, or, you know, people make incorrect measurements on tile,
Yeah.
flooring, cabinets, countertops.
So I was gonna ask, because I'm always shocked that you guys do so well, and you don't ever decide to venture out of Detroit. You're just like, we're crushing it here, we're doing deals here, I'm gonna stay here. And you're not like, maybe I can go to like a more expensive market, maybe I could do something different. And I think the reason why is this, is because Detroit allows you to be like the master of your destiny, where you can do stuff that you can't do in other markets here. You can own,
Expound on that, brother.
right, so you can own 10 doors here. You can buy homes for 20 grand here. You can put 20 grand in a home here and it actually be worth something. Whereas if you go somewhere else, 20 grand isn't going to get you that far. 20 grand might be a kitchen. And so I'm trying to like that's why I stay here. I stay here because I have the power to just buy a home. Whereas in California, you can't just buy a home in cash. You got to get loans. You got to get lending. So I think that's really interesting. Would you agree with that, or have you looked at other markets?
My main thing is we just need a little more time and a little more delegating to expand to other markets. We
So that's the goal.
definitely want to, just
The goal would be
delegate
to
more and
expand.
expanding.
But you can still make some noise here, which I think is dope.
Yeah, definitely. You can make noise here.
So, tips for wholesalers. What tips would you give to somebody if they wanted to be a successful wholesaler?
Look yourself in the mirror and decide whether you really want to do this. And just be honest with yourself. Do I want to do this? Not knowing all that it entails, because you're never going to know from the beginning. You kind of don't even know when you get into things. But just from what I can foresee or what I think it consists of or what all these YouTube videos are showing me, do I really want to pursue this? And then once you make up your mind, start trying to just educate yourself. Like, go on YouTube and Instagram, follow people that are in real estate. Like, if you can't learn a whole lot about construction, learn a lot about finding deals. Because I learned about finding deals first, and I didn't know anything about like what rehab cost was. But once you go through deals and you start realizing it's kind of easier to pick up on. I'm not gonna say none of this is easy, but it's just trial and error. So like, once you have a few bad deals, you'll realize like, okay, I either priced it too high, I don't know how to run comps, or I don't know how to evaluate, rehab budget. So like, just get active, take action or whatever. That's gonna lead. Like, I believe in like the law of attraction. So like, that's how I know about this podcast. That's how I met Eric and Jamil. That's how I know so many people, because like, I'm working. So when you work, you meet people and then you just attract it. So it's like, get active. Next thing you know, you'll look up, you'll be following all these people. You'll be wondering, how can I find all these people on social media that can teach me about wholesaling, finding leads, and they'll be on your page. Like, I got like 5-6 people that are going live like literally every single day talking about real estate or something else. So it's like, this point is like too much content to consume, but like, that's how you get there. So I would say, yeah, just be active and, go full force. And then I would say, learn about construction and then learn about generating leads, but probably more importantly, generating leads, because once you bump your head a few times, you'll start to pick up like, oh, okay, I don't want to mess with deals that have just terrible foundations, or in this area, this zip code, or on this block. Like, you'll learn where to market to. You'll learn whether you want to cold call, send mailers, do bandit signs, whether you want to contact people in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, probate. You'll learn all the terminology. So just, like I keep saying, just get active, choose your niche, and then like, just work on yourself, and then strengthen yourself, and then like, you'll find partners and stuff like that.
Have you ever wanted to quit?
No, not for real. Like, people probably find it hard to believe, because sometimes it make you want to quit. Like, if I ever felt like quitting, that thought literally lasted like 5 seconds, and I don't even think that ever happened. So I don't really think so. Like, I never wanted to quit, because I'm like, I'm not really trying to go get a job. So like, I'm gonna make this work. Like, I had plenty of times where I didn't make as much as I wanted on a deal, or first few deals or whatever. Like, I'd made rookie mistakes, put the seller and the buyer on the phone, and next thing you know, I'm making $500 instead of $4,500. So like, but I never wanted to quit. I'm like, that was a lesson learned. Like, of course I felt the way about that, but like, I never really wanted to quit. I'm just like, I just can't make those bonehead mistakes anymore. Like, next time I got to make double.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you what was I gonna ask you? I was gonna ask you.
Romeo, do you need lending for a project?
When did you when did you become a full-time entrepreneur?
About 2.5, 3 years ago.
2.5, 3. What was your job before you went full-time?
Man, I was working with kids.
Oh, really?
I didn't do that long term. It was something I was doing for like 2 years. Before that, I worked like in retail at Kohl's and stuff like that. And I've been having like a landscaping business for a few years. But I was working with kids, like basically like latchkey. That was just like while I was in college. So that was like, I had like a couple part-time jobs, just adding up money and saving money. So yeah, I was doing that. And then like one time, like when I got into stocks, like 2017, it was a refund check time, and I'm like, I'm about to just pull out some real money this time. And use this money to invest in the stock market. I don't give a damn about paying the federal government back right now. Like, it's risky, but I'm about to learn how to invest in stocks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took out a bunch of money, had excess, paid some of the money back, kept the rest or whatever, and put it in the stock market. And I know they say don't invest money that you need, but that's what I was doing. And I'm like, I'm gonna end up splurging on clothes and other stuff anyway. And I'm a disciplined person, but how much money you gonna have in your bank account that's not yours that you aren't gonna spend? So
how did that work out for you?
not like I wanted to. I made a lot of rookie mistakes. I didn't really like lose money, but like, it's so many stocks that I bought at that time that I sold for like minimal gains just because I was like
Impatient,
and I was like trying to make a living off of it. So it's
Yeah,
like if I can make
yeah.
$60 here, $100 there, like small gains, but doing it a lot. So I was just selling like a lot of stuff.
but this was individual stocks, not options.
Yeah, individual stocks. Yeah.
It's,
So I was
it's
like,
tough to make money in individual stocks when you
Yeah,
don't have
definitely.
like a massive amount of money.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's a good experience. And the next time you get into it, you'll be that much more knowledgeable. And when you start applying it to options, you'll be that much more knowledgeable. So it's still a good experience. I always tell people that the best time to invest is now with what you have. Invest with what you have right now, because then you're going to get the skill set that when you do get to that point, you'll be crushing it. Because then when you do get the big bread, you're going to know because you already made those rookie mistakes. And you got to make rookie mistakes with the big bread. Because you still got to be a rookie whether you got big money or small money.
Yeah, like I would sell stuff that I actually made money on, and it's like it'd be worth so much more. Like I sold 25. Like I needed the money at the time, but it's like I could have found another way to get $25. I sold $25 worth of Dogecoin that I think would be worth like $2,800 right now. Like I could have scraped up $25 somehow somewhere else. Like I was scraping up money,
Yeah.
more money from other stocks and stuff like that too, and dipping into my savings. But it's like that little, I've been learning the last like couple years, like it's the small things, those small little quick decisions cost you. Like not having, like that's what we're going through now, like having a contractor, like not having contractors put everything in writing,
Right.
like little small stuff like that
right.
cost you, and then you dread it for like months on months on
Yeah.
months.
Well, brother, I think that we went through a good amount of information. What is one gem that you would leave with the people that you think they would get a lot of value from?
I would say like become a visionary. Like I've been learning a lot of things in life are like super simple compared to how we perceive it. So like everything in life really, like you got to reverse engineer. Like if you want to live in a certain neighborhood, like start going over there, motivate yourself, envision it, you can manifest it. Reverse engineer, like, okay, how much does it cost to own a house over here? So I need to make X amount of dollars. That means I need to sell X amount of t-shirts, X amount of online products. So reverse engineer, like figure out how much your cost of living will be or what it currently is, and try to, if you want to duplicate or replace your income, do it that way. But like whatever it is you seek in life, I feel like you need to like reverse engineer, which means just take some time to sit down and figure out what it is that you really want, and then figure out the steps. And then like I used to suck at setting goals. That used to be like a real challenge for me, but I just realized like you need big goals and then you need micro goals within. So like being a visionary, having goals, what do you have to do every day, weekly, monthly, to get closer to that goal and work on stuff that's going, actually generate revenue. So yeah, just be a visionary, look forward to the future, and then you just always be open-minded, really.
Yeah. Dope. We're out here talking Detroit real estate with the most knowledgeable Detroit real estate person that I know, man. According to me, he's the most knowledgeable according to me. Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? And where can they support what you have going on?
What was the last part?
Where can they support what you have going on? Where can they send you deals, or where can they buy? Where can they find your deals?
Oh, okay. My personal Instagram is humble_young_boss. My business page, which I'm going to work on marketing a lot more, is at ROWE, ROWE, investment INVESTMENT, and then partners, PARTNERS. So at ROWE Investment Partners on Instagram, humble_young_boss on Instagram. It's personal, but I post my deals on both pages. And yeah, if you're looking for flips or rentals in those areas, or if you're looking to sell, you can come to me on both of those. And I'm looking to do more wholesale deals. I'm just looking to be more of an investor. I'm real big on ownership and equity. So
dope. We finally got the brother on the podcast. Been trying to do this for a while, and we got it on an in-person show. So make sure you follow him. Make sure you support what he has going on, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and share these podcast episodes. Leave us a rating review. We like 5-star reviews because those help us move up in the ratings. And we deserve to be a top 10 podcast, man, because ain't nobody been doing this for as long as we've been doing this, as hard as we've been doing this. We got episodes that go way, way back.
What up, though?
Yeah,
Charles doesn't know what up, though can be a greeting and a farewell. And people in Detroit say farewell.
It's interesting because
Farewell,
I always
my
thought
lad.
that, like, what up, though, was like an old school saying. Like, I think it was in like a rap song. Wasn't it like
300 of them.
Well, I feel like it was like a really popular rap song back in the day, and then I thought it wasn't like popular anymore.
Probably
but
Eminem.
Maybe. Yeah. So anyway, whatever episode this is, we out.